Welcome to Finance with Avern. In this video, I'm going to tell you about the top 10 savings accounts ranked by APY annual percentage yield for May 2024. With each of the accounts on this list, I'm going to tell you about the bank itself, the financial institution that's offering the account, the APY, a calculation example of that APY with how the interest compounds for each of these accounts, because some of them compound daily and some of them compound monthly. And I'll show that on the screen with the calculation, and also tell you about any kind of initial deposit requirements that are required for these accounts and more. And before I jump into the list, I'm going to tell you about some of the things that all of these accounts have in common, so I'm not repeating that part over and over for each account. And I'll go into more detail about that and other things that have in common in that section. And speaking of sections, I have the video broken down into different chapters, so you can skip around and go here and there however you want. You can see the chapters down below. And I do these top 10 savings accounts ranked by APY videos every other month. And then in between that, I do top CD, certificate of deposit accounts ranked by APY as well. I'll put a link to the playlist down below if you want to check those out and see the previous months, or just get ready for the next month. Because with these accounts, I'm going to show you in this video, and when we get to the list, some of the accounts have lowered their APY and they're out of the top 10 now. And we have a new number 1 in this list that rose its APY from the last time I did this video in March. Because savings accounts ranks are somewhat linked to the federal funds rate, and the federal funds rate is just pretty much going sideways right now. They recently had a meeting with Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve. They pretty much shut down the notion that they may raise rates again, because people thought they were going to do that with inflation kind of creeping back up and inflation being pretty sticky. People thought, okay, they're not going to cut rates in this environment because inflation. They may even have to raise rates to deal with inflation again. And Jerome Powell pretty much kind of shut that down in a recent meeting, and still had the rate cuts on the table, because earlier this year it was pretty much like almost a guarantee. Some people were saying that the Federal Reserve is going to cut rates at least 3 times this year, and so that was getting priced into the stock market, priced in with accounts, different things like that. So, and with the savings accounts being somewhat linked to the federal funds rate, since it's kind of stagnant, going sideways, a lot of the savings accounts APYs and interest rates are pretty much going sideways. And I made a video in more detail about that, CD accounts and savings accounts versus the federal funds rate. Check that out. I'll leave a link down in the description if you want to know more about the correlation between those accounts and the federal funds rate, including some historic graphs and charts and information on that. Very detailed video. Check that out if you want to know more about that. But without further ado, let's jump into some of the things that all of these accounts have in common, and then we'll get into some of the accounts that are out of the top 10, some honorable mentions, and then the top 10 account. So let's get into the common features that all of these accounts have in common first. Now, first, all of these accounts are FDIC insured, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. Very important. If an account did not have this, it definitely would not make it on my list. This kind of solidifies an account for me, kind of makes it official in a way, because the FDIC insurance is very important. Now, the FDIC is an independent agency created by Congress to maintain stability and public confidence in the nation's financial system. The FDIC insures deposits, examines and supervises financial institutions for safety, soundness, and consumer protection, makes large and complex financial institutions resolvable, and manages receiverships. And with the FDIC insurance, if a bank happened to go under, bankrupt or something, the FDIC would step in and make the consumers whole with their deposits, typically up to $250,000. So if you had an account with a bank that went bankrupt, or you had $150,000 or something in it, the FDIC is going to step in and pretty much get that money back to you. So it leaves a lot of people with less stress and worrying of having a lot of money in an account, especially nowadays with everything being so online. You don't physically see the money that much, and having a certain amount in an account can make you kind of think like, what happened? What could this all just go to zero? What if this account, what if this bank, this bank's kind of new, or, so-and-so about this bank, I heard some things or something like that. You can have pretty much a peace of mind with that FDIC insurance. Very important to have. Now, next up on this list, all of these accounts have no monthly maintenance fees. So you don't have to worry about any kind of $2, $3 fee just for having the account open. So none of these accounts have any kind of monthly maintenance fees, no matter how much of a balance you have in the account, what kind of tier you're under. If they have because some accounts have, if you have between this amount and this amount, you have this tier, you're going to get this monthly fee. If you don't make a certain amount of deposits in your account, or a certain amount of deposits in your account, you're going to get charged a monthly maintenance fee. None of that applies to any of the accounts on this video. No monthly maintenance fees. Also, the APY annual percentage yield is variable and subject to change. That's pretty much a standard with all savings accounts. So it's not really like a requirement to make it on my list, but it's something I wanted to tell you all about, that all of these accounts do have. The APY is variable. They could change next month. They could change next week. So it's just something to keep in mind. The APYs are variable and they're subject to change. They are not fixed. And also, there is no no monthly minimum deposit required to avoid fees. Like I was kind of mentioning in the no monthly maintenance fees section, something I want to zone in a little bit more because this does happen with some accounts. But for all the accounts on this list and on this video, there's no monthly minimum balance required to avoid fees. Now, some of these accounts do have a minimum amount to obtain the APY that they're presenting to you, but there's no fee associated with it if you did not have that certain minimum amount. And also with these accounts, some of these have initial deposit requirements. So this isn't a requirement to get on my list either, but something I wanted to mention. Some of these accounts have zero initial deposit requirements. They don't have any kind of certain amount you must put into the account to open it, basically. But some of these accounts do have initial deposit requirements. And when I get into each one of these accounts, I'll tell you whether or not they have an initial deposit requirement and how much it is if they do have one. Also, very important feature right here, all of these accounts have a mobile app available on the Apple and Google Play app stores. Especially in this day and age we live in where you have basically a computer in your hand with your smartphone, it's very important and efficient to be able to access your account on the go with your mobile phone. And all of these accounts have a mobile app in the app stores under the bank, the financial institution that they're under, on those app stores available. So you can check your account balance, do transactions, all kind of different features that some of these accounts have, you will be able to do in the palm of your hand with your phone through the app that's available on the Apple and Google Play app stores. And one thing to keep in mind when choosing a high yield savings account, you want to look at the other features that the account has and that bank or financial institution has when you're choosing an account. Typically, I would not choose an account just because of a high yield. Just, go for the highest yield or one of the highest yield, and that's what I'm going with. There has to be other features I like about the account. Now, I have a couple of high yield savings accounts myself. One of them is a runner up on this list, and one of them is not on this list anywhere. It's with SoFi. Now, there's various things that I like about SoFi. I made a video about it. So yes, I chose them with one of my high yield savings accounts, not just because it had a high yield. It does. It's at 4.60% right now, but it's not as high as all these other accounts on this list. But there's other features about it that I do like. So it's something to keep in mind when you're doing your research for a high yield savings account. Definitely having a high APY is very important, and that's kind of a starting point to finding your account. But there's other things you want to look at and research. You may want to choose an account. You may end up choosing an account on this video or runner up on this video, number 5, number 6, number 1, who knows? Or maybe an account that's not on this video. But this is also an opportunity to learn more about accounts and high yield savings accounts in general. And now that we've completed that section, let's jump into the top 10 list that's going to start with some accounts that are no longer in the top 10 and some runner-ups and honorable mentions. Now, the first account that is out of the top 10 from when I did this video back in March 2024 is the Millie Savings Account. They went from 5.50% APY down to 4.75% APY. So with that decline in the APY, they're no longer in the top 10 accounts ranked by APY. But I wanted to show you all this so you get an understanding of where rates are going, where rates might be going in the future and things like that. And so you know specifically which banks and financial institutions are doing it with their rates, with their savings accounts. So yeah, Millie Savings Account is now at 4.75% APY. There is no minimum initial deposit required to open this account, and the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one, if you had $10,000 in this account at 4.75% with the interest compounding daily, after 1 month, that $10,000 will be around $10,038.74. So interest earned for that month will be around $38.74. Millie is an app-based mobile bank that's an online division of First National Bank of Omaha, FNBO. First National Bank of Omaha was founded in 1857, and their headquarters is in Omaha, Nebraska. Millie offers a savings account and a spending account. And now the next account that's out of the top 10 list with a decrease of their APY is the Redneck Bank Mega Money Market Account. Back in March 2024 and around that time, their APY for this account was 5.05%. Now it is at 4.90%. There's a minimum $500 initial deposit required to open this account, and that 4.90% is on balances up to $100,000, and amounts over that $100,000 will earn a 0.50% APY. So if this was an account in a financial institution you wanted to work with, but you had over $100,000 that you wanted to have in that account, this may not be a good idea because, as you see, the APY goes down further, much further, when you have a balance over $100,000. Underneath $100,000, and you got that 4.90%. Over $100,000, and then you're going to have a much lower APY. For this account, interest is compounded monthly and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one, if you had $10,000 in the Redneck Bank Mega Money Market Account at 4.90% APY, with the interest compounding monthly, after a month, that $10,000 would be around $10,039.83. Redneck Bank is the internet banking division of All American Bank, which was established in Mustang, Oklahoma in 1969 as the first Mustang state bank. Now headquartered in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Redneck Bank offers a checking account and a money market savings account. Now let's get into the runner-ups here. Got a couple of those accounts that were really close to the top 10 spot, but missed it by 0.05%. But I still wanted to mention them. First up here, we have the M1 high yield savings account at 5% APY. There's no initial minimum deposit required to start this account, and the interest is compounded and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one, if you had $10,000 in this account at 5% APY with the interest compounding monthly, after 1 month, that $10,000 would be around $10,040.75. M1 Finance was founded in 2016 by Brian Barnes as an online investment platform. Since then, they've added new accounts, including a high-yield savings account in 2023. M1 refers to M1 Holdings, and M1 is not a bank. Its savings accounts and personal loan accounts are furnished by B2 Bank. M1 headquarters is in Chicago, Illinois. And the next runner-up here we have is the Wealthfront Cash Account at 5% APY. There's a $1 minimum initial deposit required to open this account, and the interest is compounded and credited monthly. And if you want to know more details about this Wealthfront Cash Account, I did a detailed video on it with a lot of information about it. I'll link it down in the description. You can check that out if you'd like to. Calculation example for this one is the same as the previous one. If you had $10,000 in this account at 5% APY with the interest compounding monthly, after 1 month, that $10,000 will be around $10,040.75. Wealthfront is an automated investment service firm that was founded in 2008 by Andy Rashcliffe and Dan Carroll. In February 2019, Wealthfront introduced a cash account, which was technically neither a savings or checking account, but has attributes of both and leans more towards being a savings account hybrid. Wealthfront is able to offer up to $8 million FDIC insurance because it deposits its clients' cash account funds in a network of partner banks. Wealthfront headquarters is in Palo Alto, California. The next runner-up here we have is the Laurel Road High Yield Savings Account at 5% APY. There is no minimum initial deposit required to open this account, and the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one, if you had $10,000 in this account at 5% APY with the interest compounding daily, after 1 month, that $10,000 in this Laurel Road account would be around $10,040.83. And as you notice with this account and the previous accounts at 5% APY, this account compounds interest daily and the previous compounded monthly. However, the difference in interest earned wasn't that much. With the interest earned on this 5% compounding daily, it's around $40.83 of interest. Now, the same amount of money, same APY 5%, but with the interest compounding monthly, that's around $40.75 of interest. So not that big of a difference. When it comes to interest compounding daily versus monthly, you're going to notice more of a difference with more money that you have in the account and the longer that it goes on in the account, basically. So after a month, $10,000, you see the difference kind of right there. But if it goes on and on and on, you'll notice the difference more. And if you have more and more money in the account, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, millions, then you'll notice it more. Laurel Road is a digital banking platform and a brand of KeyBank that provides banking and lending solutions, including student loan refinancing, savings accounts, mortgages, personal loans, credit cards, and more. Laurel Road also has a focus on healthcare professionals and was founded in 2013 and became a part of KeyBank in 2019. KeyBank headquarters is in Cleveland, Ohio. And that's it with the runner-ups. Let's get into this top 10 list. And at number 10, we have the CIT Bank Platinum Savings Account at 5.05% APY. There's a $100 minimum initial deposit required to open this account, and the 5.05% APY is for balances of $5,000 and more. And if your balance is under $5,000 in this account, then the APY will be only 0.25%. Now, CIT also has another savings account, the Savings Connect account, that has an APY of 4.65% with a minimum $100 initial deposit requirement. So if you wanted to bank with CIT Bank and have a high yield savings account, but you knew that account was going to be under $5,000, but you wanted to earn a high yield, then it would be better for you to open, the Savings Connect account with CIT Bank. But if you're going to have at least $5,000 or more in the account, soon or initially or anything like that, then the Platinum Savings account will be better at that 5.05% APY. And I have a more in-depth detailed video on the CIT Bank Platinum Savings account. I'll link it down in the description. If you want to learn more about this account, definitely check out that video. And for the CIT Bank Platinum Savings account, the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one, if you had $10,000 in a CIT Bank Platinum Savings account at 5.05% APY with the interest compounding daily, after 1 month, that $10,000 will be about $10,041.17. CIT was founded in 1908 in St. Louis, Missouri. CIT stands for Commercial Investment Trust. After various ventures of acquisitions, being sold, and bankruptcy, CIT was acquired by First Citizens Bancshares in January 2022. CIT provides financing, cash management, treasury management, mortgage loans, leasing, banking products, and more. CIT headquarters is in New York, New York. And at number 9 is the Premise Personal Savings Account at 5.07% APY. There's a $1 minimum initial deposit required to open this account, and the interest is compounded monthly and credited monthly. And this is another account that I have a more detailed, in-depth video on. I'll link it down in the description if you want more information on this account and you want to check that out. Calculation example for this account: if you had $10,000 in this account at 5.07% APY with the interest compounding monthly, after 1 month that $10,000 would be around $10,041.25. Premise Financial is the holding company for Primus Bank, which is a state-chartered bank headquartered in Glen Allen, Virginia. Premise offers checking and savings accounts, loans, a credit card, and more. The company was formerly known as Southern National Bank Corp of Virginia and changed its name to Premise Financial Corp. Premise Financial Corp was founded in 2004 and is based in McLean, Virginia. And we have a tie at number 8. First up here, we have the BMO Alto Online Savings Account at 5.10% APY. There is no initial minimum deposit required to open this account, and the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one: if you had $10,000 in this account at 5.10% APY with the interest compounding daily, after 1 month that $10,000 will be around $10,041.58. BMO Alto is the online-only banking option launched in April 2023 that's a part of BMO Financial Group. BMO Alto offers a savings account and CD accounts. Bank of Montreal, commonly known as BMO, owns BMO Harris Bank through the holding company BMO Financial Corporation. In the United States, it does business as BMO Financial Group. BMO main formal headquarters is in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Also tied at number 8 is the Basque Bank Interest Savings Account at 5.10% APY. There is no initial minimum deposit required to open this account. One thing they noted about this account on their website is that you must fund the account within 15 days of opening. If not, then they could close your account. And for this account, the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one: if you had $10,000 in this account at 5.10% APY with the interest compounding daily, after 1 month that $10,000 will be around $10,041.38. Basque Bank is an online bank that offers one savings account that earns interest and another that earns American Airlines miles. Basque Bank is a division of Texas Capital Bank, which was founded in 1998, and their headquarters is in Dallas, Texas. And at number 7, we have another tie. First up here, we have the Bread Financial High Yield Savings Account at 5.15% APY. There's a $100 minimum initial deposit required to open this account, and the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one: if you had $10,000 in this account at 5.15% APY with the interest compounding daily, after 1 month that $10,000 will be around $10,041.92. Bread Financial is a financial services company offering credit cards, loans, savings, and CD accounts. Bread Financials was formerly known as Alliance Data, which was formed by a combination of JCPenney's credit card processing unit and the Limited's credit card bank business. Alliance Data changed its name to Bread Financial Holdings in March 2022. Bread Savings is a product of the Community Capital Bank. It was founded in 1996 with a headquarters in Columbus, Ohio. And also tied at number 7 is the Popular Direct Online Savings Account. Now, previously, this account made my top 10 list in March of 2024, and it was at 5.20% then. Now, currently, this online savings account with Popular Direct is at 5.15%. So they decreased the online savings account APY by 0.05% in the past month. So yeah, this is another instance where the APY was lower, however, not that much. And it was still enough to where it's still on my top 10 list. It didn't knock it out of the top 10 list, still, somewhat towards the middle of the top 10 list. But I just wanted to notate it and let you all know that was the direction of the APY for this account. Went down by 0.05%. And for this account, there's a minimum $100 initial deposit required to open it, and the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one: if you had $10,000 in this account at 5.15% APY with the interest compounding daily, after 1 month that $10,000 would be around $10,041.92. Popular Direct was launched in 2016 as an online-only bank that's a subsidiary of Popular Bank. Popular Incorporated was founded in 1893 and does business as Banco Popular in Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands and Popular Bank in the United States. Popular Direct offers online savings accounts and various term CDs. Popular headquarters is in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And at number 6, we have the Upgrade Premier Savings at 5.21% APY. There is no minimum initial deposit required to open this account, And that 5.21% APY is for balances of $1,000 and more. And the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Now, for those last two pieces of information, I reached out to Upgrade for some clarification. First, on that 5.21% APY on balances of $1,000 or more. So that's pretty much stated on their website. However, I was wondering, what about if you have a balance of 500, 600, something underneath 1,000? Well, if you have a balance under 1,000, then you won't get any APY at all. There's 0% APY on balances under $1,000. So once you reach that $1,000 and more, then that's when that 5.21% APY kicks in. So pretty much each day it checks your account to see what your balance is and will apply that APY on your balance if your balance is $1,000 or more, because the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. And in that part right there, I couldn't find the information on how the interest compounds on their website either. So that's another question I asked them on Twitter, or X, I guess it's called now. And they responded pretty quick on there to let me know about the balance and the APY information, and that the interest compounds daily. In calculation example for this one, if you had $10,000 in this account at 5.21% APY with the interest compounding daily, after 1 month, that $10,000 will be around $10,042.42. Upgrade is a financial services company that offers consumer credit and banking products, along with fixed rate credit cards and loans. Upgrade was founded by Renaud Laplanche, founder and former CEO of Lending Club, along with other former colleagues of Lending Club, in August 2016. Upgrade headquarters is in San Francisco, California. And at number 5, we have another tie. First up here, we have the Evergreen Bank Group High Yield Savings Account at 5.25% APY. There's a minimum $100 initial deposit required to open this account, and at 5.25% APY is on balances up to $1 million. If your balance is over $1 million, then the APY is going to be 0%. And for this account, the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one, if you had $10,000 in this account at 5.25% APY with the interest compounding daily, after 1 month, that $10,000 will be around $10,042.75. Evergreen Bank Group CEO Darren Campbell, after 12 years with a publicly traded bank, resigned from his executive bank position to start Evergreen Bank Group. He recruited a group of investors and in early 2007 reorganized and recapitalized a small but well-known community bank in Evergreen Park, Illinois. Evergreen Bank offers various personal and business accounts and loans. Their headquarters is in Oak Brook, Illinois. And also tied at number 5 is the UFB Direct Secure Savings Account at 5.25% APY. There is no initial minimum deposit required to open this account, and the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. And I have a more in-depth detailed overview video on the UFB savings account. If you want to know more about it, definitely check out that video. I'll leave a link down in the description. Calculation example for this one, same as the previous account. If you had $10,000 in this account at 5.25% APY with the interest compounding daily, after 1 month, that $10,000 would be around $10,042.75. UFB Direct is a digital bank founded in 2000 that's a division of Axos Bank. UFB Direct offers deposit accounts and mortgages. Axos Bank was previously known as Bank of Internet USA until it rebranded as Axos in 2018. Axos Bank headquarters is in San Diego, California. Coming in at number 4 is the Tap Bank Online Savings Account at 5.27% APY. There is no minimum initial deposit required to open this account, and the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one, if you had $10,000 in this account at 5.27% APY with the interest compounding daily, after 1 month, that $10,000 will be around $10,042.92. Tap Bank was founded in 1998 with the goal to offer banking services that focus on the trucking industry as a banking service located inside of truck stops. It still handles the specific banking needs of truck drivers and fleet operators, but the bank's products have expanded to also serve individual consumers. TAB stands for Transportation Alliance Bank, and they're headquartered in Ogden, Utah. And at number 3, we have another tie. First up here, we have VO Bank with their Cornerstone Money Market Savings Account at 5.30% APY. There's a minimum $100 initial deposit required to open this account. And a fine print I noted on this website for this account is that they state that there is a $5 monthly fee if you receive paper statements. So there could be a monthly fee associated with this account if you receive paper statements. If you don't want paper statements, then there's no monthly fee on this account. And I figure most people don't want paper statements, so that's why I put it on this list, because one of the requirements, as you remember from the common features section, is that all of these accounts do not have a monthly maintenance fee. So this account does still technically fall underneath that. And for this account, the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. Calculation example for this one, if you had $10,000 in this account at 5.30% APY with the interest compounding daily, after 1 month, that $10,000 will be around $10,043.09. VO Bank is an online bank division of MidFirst Bank, which is one of the largest privately held banks in the United States. MidFirst Bank was established in 1911 and is headquartered in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. VO Bank offers money market, savings, and CD accounts. Also tied at number 3 is the Ivy Bank High Yield Savings Account at 5.30% APY. There is a minimum $2,500 initial deposit required to open this account, and the balance has to be at least $2,500 to earn that APY of 5.30%. And the maximum balance that you can have on this account is $1 million. And for this account, the interest is compounded daily and credited monthly. And one thing that's special about this account that I noticed on their website is that they state that that rate of 5.30% is guaranteed through June 30th, 2024. So that's pretty neat right there, because all of these APYs for these accounts are variable, which means they can change at any moment, next month, next week, like I stated before. However, this account is kind of fixed with that 5.30% rate up until June 30th, 2024. So that's something that stood out with this account. Calculation example for this one, same as the previous account. If you had $10,000 in this account at 5.30% APY with the interest compounding daily, after 1 month, that $10,000 will be around $10,043.09. Ivy Bank is a digital banking division of Cambridge Savings Bank, which is a Massachusetts state chartered bank that has been helping customers since 1834. Ivy Bank was established in 2021 with the headquarters in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and they offer savings and CD accounts. In at number 2, we have the Brio Direct High Yield Savings Account at 5.35% APY. There's a minimum $5,000 initial deposit required to open this account, and your balance has to be at least $25 to earn that APY of 5.35%. And with this account, the interest is compounded daily and credited each statement cycle monthly. Calculation example for this one, if you had $10,000 in this account at 5.35% APY with the interest compounding daily, after 1 month, that $10,000 will be around $10,043.51. Brio Direct is an online subsidiary of Webster Bank that offers various deposit accounts. Webster Bank was founded in 1935 by Harold Webster Smith as the first federal savings of Waterbury in Connecticut. Their headquarters is in Stamford, Connecticut. And at number 1 is the My Banking Direct High Yield Savings Account, which recently increased their APY from 5.35% to 5.55%. And with that increase, they have overtaken the ranking as number 1 on this list. And there's a minimum $500 initial deposit required to open this account and a balance of at least $1 to earn the APY of 5.55%. And with this account, the interest is compounded and credited monthly. So that's a nice increase right there. It's good to see that there is a still account out there that's increasing the APY, with a lot of accounts kind of keeping it sideways, keeping it stagnant, keeping their APY the same. And then some accounts decreasing their APY. There's still a little shining bright spot right here with this high yield savings account increasing their APY 0.20% from 5.35% to 5.55%. Calculation example for this one, if you had $10,000 in this account at 5.55% APY with the interest compounding monthly, after 1 month, that $10,000 will be around $10,045. So total interest earned with this account after 1 month will be around $45. My Banking Direct is a service of Flagstar Bank. New York Community Bank Corp is the parent company of Flagstar Bank, which is one of the largest regional banks in the country. The company is headquartered in Hicksville, New York, with regional headquarters in Troy, Michigan. New York Community Bank Corp was founded in 1859 as the Queens County Savings Bank and was the first savings bank chartered by the state of New York in New York City borough of Queens. My Banking Direct offers checking, savings, and CD accounts. And that is it, everybody, with the top 10 savings accounts ranked by APY for May 2024. And as you notice, there are more than 10 accounts with the ties we had going on. There's like, 3-4 ties in that list. So more than 10 accounts. Wanted to include the ties in this list like I always do. I tried to do that. There might be an account here and there that I'm missing that fit the criteria with the common features and the requirements. Let me know down in the comments if there's an account by a financial institution or bank that I may have forgot or overlooked, and I'll look into it. Sometimes, I found out about new banks that way, and sometimes I look into the bank and there's something about it that doesn't fit into the criteria of the list, which prevents me from adding it to the list. But sometimes I do find out about new banks and financial institutions and accounts through you all. So thank you for that, for commenting. And if you like the video, make sure you tap that like button right there. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Take care.